I wonder if this ever happens to you. You start out with an idea and then along the way you decide to change things. Today's card started as a shaker card and now it's not quite a shaker card, and I will tell you later why. Hey, welcome back to Kaart's Papercraft. Thank you very much for watching. Wat leuk dat je bekijkt. Dankjewel. Mind you, from this model you can easily make a shaker card, right? You can start wondering why I didn't make a shaker card with this one. Are you ready for it? And let's begin. So here it is, the not quite a shaker card, and I've used the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper for this. Here you have one example. This is another one, and this is the one that I'm going to make today. Now at 4.5 by 4.5, 10.2 by 10.2 centimeters, this will not fit into a regular Stampin' Up envelope. So at the end of the video I will show you a solution for that, so that you can make the envelope fit the card. I'm going to use some basic white cardstock, and you need a piece which is 4.5 by 9 inches. I'm going to cut the 9 inches part first, and then the 4.5. That's 23 by 11.5 centimeters. And I'm going to score this with the long side top at 4.5. In centimeters, that is 11.5. So my card base is ready. You're also going to need a piece of basic white. This is thick basic white that I took because it's just that little bit sturdier. It's 4 by 4 and in centimeters 10.2 by 10.2. I'm going to cut the piece of Designer Series paper, the fox that you will see on the card, and you need a piece which is just slightly under 4 inches. So I'm cutting it at 3/15/16 of an inch. I will show you on my trimmer. If you have the 4 inches, you move 1 down. So not 2, because then you have 3/7/8. So in between the 4 and the 3/7/8, that's the 4/15/16. I always have to think about how to say that. So you're going to cut that. In centimeters, you cut it at 10 by 10. And I've made it just a bit smaller so that it will really fit under the thing that you put on top on the card base. So I'm going to fold my card base and check if there are no edges which jump up a bit. That may happen when you use a trimmer. It depends on the paper. So I'm going to adhere this to the card base first of all, put a bit of seal in the middle and then some liquid glue around it. And you can decide whether you want your card to open like that or like that. I like my cards like this now, because then people can hang them. It's a Christmas card, and many people I know have a string on which they can hang their cards. So this in itself is already very pretty, wouldn't you agree? But I'm going to put something on top of it. And that is the Joy of Christmas Designer Series paper. I started out because I had these scraps and I thought, well, I'm going to use these scraps to make a card. Now here you have the piece of thick basic white, and I'm going to attach this to the Designer Series paper. Same method, a bit of seal in the middle and then some liquid glue around it. I'm going to fit this into the corner And with this dark paper you can see very well where you are sticking the basic white piece. When you think it's in the right position, you push down on the middle where the seal is, and then it's easy to fix it. And I'm going to cut away the pieces I don't need, just with my trimmer. And I'm going to die cut the whole using the Deckled Circles dies, and I'm going to use the 7th smallest. I put this one in upside down so that it's easier for me to retrieve it. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is number 7, okay? And you put it in the middle and then you die cut it. And once I had arrived here in the process, I decided it was not going to be a shaker card, and I promised to tell you why. Well, frankly, because I thought the image was so pretty with the fox, with all the images on this designer series paper, that I didn't want anything over the image, no shaker elements or anything. So I decided to proceed with it not as a shaker card, and I'm going to use the foam adhesive strips to pop it up. That does give a nice effect. You could stick it on flat, but I think if you have the popped up version it looks just that much better. So where's my sticky edge? There. I'm going to put this on, 4 edges. This being not quite a shaker card, there's no need for me to be very careful with sticking down these adhesive strips, because no shaker elements are going to escape anyway. So where are my tweezers? I'm going to take away all the backing pieces. And with my bone folder flat, I've made sure that it sticks really well, and I'll hold it up to the camera, and you can see that with the height of this popped up piece you get a nice effect. And because I cut the designer series paper just a bit smaller, it falls under this top piece. Okay, then I'm going to show you my solution for the envelope. Of course you can make your own envelope from a piece of paper, but I'm going to use a standard C6 envelope, and I've made it so that it does fit my card. See? The only thing you see here is just this little edge. Well, I don't think people will pay much attention to that, so I'm going to show you how you do that. I do need an envelope for that, which I'd forgotten to take out. Right, you need your trimmer. And I'm going to open up the envelope, and you can see here that I've put the this scored line onto the groove, and now I'm moving it to the right, so onto this brown bit just next to the groove. Make sure it's straight and score again. Now I've just made this top part a bit higher, so I'm going to fold it there, which means I've stretched it a bit, and the card will go in. See? You can send it, you do see this little edge, but I don't think many people will pay attention to that, and you can use a standard envelope. So do let me know if this ever happens to you, that you set out with an idea and you decide to change it. I'm really curious. All the details for today's card are on my blog and the link is in the description box below. Thank you very much for watching. Dankjewel voor het kijken en see you next time. Bye bye, tot ziens!